Hey guys, welcome back to the second installation of 2020 tier list, which is solely based on my opinions of each unit. Before I begin, I want to say that I don't want you to take everything I say as a rule. These are just my opinions on each character. Um, and this time we're gonna do it the 2019 way with a tier maker, because I've been thinking, and I think this is a much better visual representation than my first video, which had, I want to thank all of you because it had a really positive feedback. It's been over 1 month and people still go back to watch it, so thank you for that. So for this one, I'm gonna cover the units that I believe can get some use in chaos, even if they are not optimal. So this is not gonna be of every single DFFOO unit that we have available right now. Just the ones that I think deserve a mention in a tier list, even if they are C tier. So before we begin, I think I'm gonna get the obvious ones out of the way. I have the SS tier for my boy Galuf, of course. I don't think I need to give any explanations about why he's an SS tier. And the second unit is gonna be Aranea. Now, a lot of people can argue that Zag is the strongest unit in the game right now, even after Aranea's release, just because he's such a rounded unit, and Aranea just deals damage, and you know she can heal, she can battery, but she does have her utility, and thanks to that utility, the delays, the consecutive turns, that amazing debuff that she provides for the whole team, I think that even when Zag starts to drop off at some point, she will stay relevant even after that. So this is why I think she's in a league of her own, above every other S unit that we currently have in the game. Now that we have the obvious ones out of the way, I'm gonna take each one in the order that you see them right here. Okay, Rem. Rem is a unit that I didn't have purple at first, but when I saw how good she was, I purple her immediately, and she was able to help me through so many stages. Even when there is a magic resist in that stage, she doesn't care because she's still going to cap her EX 90% of the time. And what you want from her is swap turns and her Q buff. That's it. You don't even care about her HP plus. And what you do want from her, she provides perfectly. So for me, Rem is an A tier. She's not as strong as the S tier units that you're gonna see in a bit, but she's really, really good. Now Tifa in the last tier list was an S tier, but I think that the power creep became so much higher right now than a month ago that I know she's really strong versus single target bosses, but we're not gonna be seeing many fights with single target bosses from now on. So, I mean, other than chaos summon fights like the upcoming Pandemonium, which she's gonna be perfect for it. Spoiler alert. You will not opt to take Tifa in most of the chaos stages right now, because most of them will either feature 2 or 3 bosses, as we've seen with Gao. So, unfortunately, Best Girl Tifa drops from S tier to A tier for me. If you manage to get her EX with a full Team Nogab, she will most definitely deal over 200k damage. But like I said, with 2 or more bosses in each stage, this is becoming harder than usual. Warrior of Light. Warrior of Light was an A tier for me last month, and he's still an A tier. Even though I think I've been underestimating him a bit because we have so many other additions in the game right now, but he's still such a solid unit. You cannot go wrong with Warrior of Light. He can choose so many things for you, as we've seen in the latest Gao Chaos fight. His shields alone were able to put you through the whole stage, and yeah, nothing else to say. He stays an A tier for me. Now Ace. Ace was an A tier last month, if I remember correctly, and the reason was because he hits hard and he hits fast. He's a magic user, but I think that we had so many other magic users in the game. Even Gao, who's mainly a counter unit, I think he hits more than Ace at this point. And Ace does provide some aura for the party, which is not permanent because it keeps changing every time you use his EX. And yes, that alone gives him some utility, but I don't think that's enough for him to be an A tier anymore, because the quality of units will keep increasing as time goes on. So I'm sorry, Ace, but you're going there. Now Agrias. She's a fan favorite. She's my favorite. Last month she was A tier, and I explained that her alongside Setzer has so much utility for the party, and especially as friend support units, that they are not going to drop out of the scene anytime soon, in my opinion. So she remains an A tier for me. Afmo. Well, Afmo is like a budget. She's the budget Ignis, if you don't have his EX. So for that alone, I think she deserves a mention in this tier list. She has some nice unique buffs that she provides to the whole team, some nice auras, and really nice brave regen. And she can last for so much, because from how I play Afmo, most of the time I end up just using her HP plus, unless I want to refresh her buff from one of her other skills. So really budget option, really nice budget option if you don't have any other debuff immunity choices. So for that alone, I think she deserves a spot here in this tier list. I mean, keep in mind, guys, that even C tier units, I'm not gonna call them bad, even though some of them are, but they're still viable to use in a KO stage. Keep that in mind. Balthier. Balthier was an A tier last month, and he still remains an A tier for me because his EX is total damage across the board. He caps every time. He has great utility with dispelling, stealing buffs from the enemy, cleansing himself. Some people overlook that. And yeah, he can abuse odds in a fight in order to cap his skills every single time, as we've seen in Reno's Lost Chapter Chaos. You can just keep the odds alive and feed Brave from them with his skills. Barret, in my opinion, is the budget Rosa, because I mean, he deals more damage than Rosa, but his auras are not the strongest here. And well, he's a physical attacker slash aura bot, and I think many people just overlook him because Rosa exists in the game. But yeah, I think Barret is still a very nice unit. Unfortunately, though, I'm gonna have to bring him down to a B tier this time around. I mean, he's still a hell of a strong unit, but with more units releasing every day with that have their own party auras, um, Barret is not gonna making the cut. He's gonna making the cut less and less as time goes on. Is what I'm trying to say. Now Bards. See, Bards is another great aura unit, which was I didn't plan this, but he's right after Barret, and he's a great example of a character with an party aura that deals more damage than Barret, and he still provides lots of utility to the party. I mean, he has debuffs, he has buffs, he has auras, he has splash damage, he has gravity, he has battery. I mean, Bats does a lot, and for that, he's gonna go up to the A tier. Bash. Bash was a B tier unit last month, and he still remains a B tier unit because, I mean, as far as tanks go in this game, there are gonna be many few situations where you're gonna want to absorb an AoE HP hit that the Warrior of Light shield will not be able to um, almost nullify. Like we saw with Gauss Chaos a few days ago, Bash was also a very good option to counter those AoE HP attacks, but Wall's shields were more than enough. And if you have Wall, his healing from his EX was more than enough to keep up with the damage. So yeah, um, Bash is a really good tank, but his damage output is so low compared to other tanks in this game that I really can't justify bringing him up to the A tier along with Warrior of Light. I'm sorry, Bash. You're gonna stay a bit. Now, Kate Sith. Kate Sith. He's the jack of all trades of the supports. He has batteries, he deals damage, and his EX potency is locked behind an RNG, which I really don't like. Even though he will most likely cap whatever the dice rolls for, but I really don't like RNG. And yeah, his damage is not that high. He does a lot, but they put so many things in his kit that I really can't justify bringing him up to an A tier support. And he's also covering a lot of buff spots with his buffs, making it hard for your other units to have their own buffs up if they are not framed. So Kate Sith, a solid B tier support. Now Salas. Salas was a B tier last month, and I feel like I really underestimated her. Yes, she's a niche tank. She absorbs magic damage, but her damage output surpasses both Bash and Warrior of Light, mainly because of her very fast EX that keeps, I think it's up every other turn, which deals double HP damage now if you have her purple. Yeah, she's really strong right now, and the fights in the month that passed really favored her. So for that alone, I'm gonna take her up to the 8 here this month. It's a really good tank. Now Cloud. Cloud was an 8 tier, and well, he's still gonna be an 8 tier this month as well, because I mean, whatever he was doing last month, he does it this one as well. And if he's not resisting a stage, even if you have 2 or 3 targets, his EX shaving is so good that you're never gonna go wrong with taking him in a stage. Well, unless the bosses are immune to paralyze, which makes him way worse, I guess. But still, he's a really solid unit. So much time since he's EX plus, and he's still so good. Now Deuce. Deuce was a B tier last month. Her potencies are so low. She hits for so little. Even when you purple her. When the boss defense goes up, she's gonna be hitting for once. I really don't like that in the unit, even if it's a support. And she also takes up quite a few buff slots with her own buffs, which I don't like. She has offensive aura for the party, which is always good, but that alone is not enough to justify bringing her in any party. If you have Deuce in your party, that means you're gonna have to have another unit that can heal in order to cover that, because Deuce cannot heal at all. So I'm sorry, Deuce, but you're gonna join Afmo in the seat here. 8. Oh boy, so many people were hyped about 8. I mean, I have his EX, but I didn't invest anything in it. It's still sitting in my inventory. I'm gonna wait for his Lost Chapter, as I think most people will, if they know how he is in the future. I'm not gonna say that he has weaknesses right now. It's just that his weakness is RNG. Basically, if the boss is not targeting him, or if they're not doing an AoE attack, his damage output is gonna be way lower because he's not going to counter. And he also doesn't work well with tanks. Meaning that one of the strongest units in the game right now, which is Zac, cannot go in the same team with 8. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna take hate for this, but he's gonna go to 8 here. Most people will probably say yes, but I don't think so. I can't justify bringing a clunky unit in a fight that you don't know if he's gonna get hit or not. If you have a lot of AoE attacks from the boss, sure, bring 8, even with a tank on the team, yeah. But that's so situational, guys. Ego. Now, Ego got her EX is like Vivi's. She gets a nice HP plus after every EX use. My only problem with Igo is that she provides generic buffs to the party that sometimes that is not gonna be beneficial for you. If those buffs that she provided were bundled in a nice frame buff, she would be so much better. That said, Igo is good with specific units that you want to extend their buffs, because this is one of her really nice niches, that she can extend buffs on a unit whenever she buffs, and I think that's once per turn. So basically, Igo is a really good partner with 8 in order to extend his dodge buff, and of course Arnea to extend her overclock. But still, you're not gonna she's not going to be your first option for support in a team. I'm just gonna say that. uh, for that alone, I think she's gonna be a B tier this month. Emperor. Emperor was the latest addition last month before I uploaded my tier list. I basically did the tier list the day that he was released, and I was waiting for him to do that because he was such a strong unit that he still is. I do have a problem with Emperor though. If you have one in your team, the best friend support for you is gonna be another Emperor. So, I mean, you can bring Aranea, sure, but if you have an Emperor in your team, you're gonna want a second Emperor as well, just to play off each other's traps during the summon phase to get the most value out of your skills. But still, Emperor deals so much damage per turn, not even his own turn, the enemy's turn, and that's so efficient that he's still an S tier, clean S tier to be honest. I'm not sure why I talked so much about him. Okay, Funk. I'm sorry. Faris, she was a B tier last month, and she's still a B tier. She's a great dispeller. She's a great debuffer. Her EX shaves so much AOE. She deals some nice AOE damage, but her single target damage, which is her water wall, is lacking so much. God, the potencies on that thing, God, I don't want to talk about it. She's a debuffer and a dispeller, but there are better in the game right now. Let's just say that. Now, Firion. Firion. Last month he was on A tier, and well, basically he provides battery and some auras to the party, right? But I think that today we got Yuri, right? Is there any chance that you're gonna choose to use Firion over Yuri from this point onwards? I don't think so, right? Firion deals some nice damage with his EX, but it's rather slow unless you are spamming your skills. And yeah, him not having any splash at all in either of his skills is what hurts him at this point in the game, to be honest. And not to mention that the brave that he gets back from his blood weapon is not enough to keep him from being broken most of the times. I mean, he's not Zac. Even if he gets brave back and he gets hit later, he's still gonna get broken. So that cashback of brave is just useless in my opinion. At this point in the game anyway. So I'm sorry, Firion, but my opinion of you has changed. Now Garland. Garland was a B tier last month, and he's still a B tier. He deals a lot of single target damage, don't get me wrong. And he delays with all of his skills as long as his delay buff is on. I can't remember. I think it's Soul of Chaos. I'm not sure, but yeah. Basically, he spends whenever he has his buff on him, he can delay an enemy with either of his skills or his HP plus, which is always good to have versus single target enemies. But like we said with Tifa, we're not gonna see that many single target enemies from this point onwards. Garland is gonna be a great unit for the upcoming Pandemonium fight, same with Tifa, but like I said, I downgraded Tifa from S, and she's so much better than him, so I think it's only fair to leave him at B tier for now. His LD fixes him a lot, don't forget that. Okay, Gao. Okay, Gao is a sleeper strong unit in my opinion. People were overlooking him in JP because he came he came between Zag, Ignis, and oh no, sorry, he came between Zag and Ignis and Yuri, Onion Knight, and then Penelo. So he was in a really weird spot. But I think that he provides so much to the party. He has battery, he has heal, he has counters, he has splash damage, he has longevity with his HP plus, he has so much shaving with his EX and great damage to boot. He's such a strong unit. I wish I had his EX. Right, for the reasons that I just stated, I think he's a really I'm really wondering if I should put him at S or an A, but I'm gonna play it safe and put him on the 8th here. I mean, look at Emperor and look at Gao. Who's stronger? It's Emperor, right? And also Gao is the reason why I felt I should be downgrading Ace this month, because Gao is just better. Let's just face it. Even if he's part support, he's probably dealing more damage than Ace. And his counters are not reliant on getting hit like Ace's. He's countering the enemy after every enemy action, just like that. Now Golbez. Golbez was another new realization this month. Basically, a lot of his problems are fixed with his EX Plus because he gets to start with his EX charged, and he also gets a free turn every time you use it. So at the start of the stage, you're gonna press that EX, and then you're gonna get a free S1 or S2, just to get his buffs going and charging his EX immediately. He's a really good unit. He's a very, very good unit. It hurts him a bit that his attacks are both magic and melee, because in order to bypass that, you need to impale the enemy with his EX, and that EX is not that fast. It's actually rather slow. So if you enter a boss wave, with his EX not charged, that's gonna hold you back a bit. Yes, Golbez is a very solid 8-tier unit. Now Ignis. Ignis is so versatile. I have booked his EX and I haven't invested any ingots in him, but he's so strong. I can't begin to imagine how strong a purple Ignis can be. Like I said, he's versatile. He can play defensively or he can play offensively for your team, pushing your own team's damage with his offensive auras, or he can provide perfect debuff immunity with his defensive aura whenever you need it. And his EX is Charlotta's skill too, only that he can use it indefinitely. And he can also position his allies to act right after him, which makes him great with units like King or Aranea that wants to break the enemy so they can go again. He has minimum to none shaving capabilities, but like I said, you can turn that around with units in your team like Aranea or King, or in the near future, let's say Jekt, that comes with Lulu's Lost Chapter. He also has the break mechanic. Ignis is really strong and he's not gonna be falling off anytime soon. So for that reason alone, he's gonna go out to the S tier. He's a very good support. Now, Irvine. Irvine's EX Plus is really solid, guys, and his range resistance down is really rare. Not to mention that his value as a unit was skyrocketed when we got Aranea literally a week before he gets his CX plus. That said, as a standalone unit, he's not that strong. You need to build your team around his ranged debuff, if you know what I mean. So let's say you pick Irvine, Aranea, and Barret. That is a very strong combo because Irvine can provide the healing and the debuff on the enemy. Barret can provide offensive physical buffs and a strong aura, and Aranea can provide so much damage. That's a strong team. But if you put Irvine with any other two units that are not ranged, then you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to build your team around Irvine. He's a solid B tier unit for me. He can be elevated to A in the correct team, but as a standalone unit, he's B. Kimahri. Kimahri, I really like his kit. I know his potencies suck for Chaos. He was a B tier last month, and spoiler alert, he's still a B tier, but he can cheese you so much with his EX, 100% AoE blind. Okay, this is not a hard example, but take Aranea's Chaos fight from a few weeks ago. He can cheese you that shield attack from both enemies with just his EX. Even for that reason alone, it's enough to have him in the party. Even if that Chaos fight was hard, let me tell it this way. Even if that fight was hard, you would still want Kimahri in the team just to prevent that one-hit KO from that shield attack that most of us experienced. If you didn't have wall, if you didn't have bash, if you didn't have another blind, that shield attack was going to one-shot you. But Kimahri was cheesing that so hard. I want him to perform better, but he's just limited by his own kit. His own kit's potencies, I should say. Right. King. King is so fun. I love using King. I'm not going to lie. He's the man that needs no HP plus attack. If you watch a purple King and you see an HP normal attack on him, you know why. Because he's not gonna need it throughout the whole stage. I mean, I was able to duo so many stages with this guy and Y'shtola. I was able to duo tier 4 entropy. I was able to duo 8 chaos. Which others? I think it was one more that I was able to duo with him. I can't put my finger on it right now, but he's so good. He's so good, and people think that he's way weaker in a multi-target fight because his rapid bullets is just a simple single target brave plus HP attack. But thanks to his break mechanic, he can take full advantage of a multi-target fight, and he can take up to 4 turns on his own, one after the other. And you want him to do that. You want him to play and play and play because he's not going to run out of skills, guys. You can spam his skills so much, and thanks to his reload, you can spam his C65 as well. That's so crazy. There is no other unit in the game that can spam his C65 like King does. For that alone, I really wanted to put him to the S tier, but I'm gonna get so much hate if I do that. So I mean, I'm still not sure myself because his damage output per turn is limited, because rabbit bullets only hits 4 brave hits before dealing HP damage. His EX hits like a truck, but it's not a fast EX. So he has so much longevity, but his damage output is not the best. So he's a solid. He's the closest to S we've had so far from the 8 tiers. Let's just say that. Now Kryle, oh Kryle. Like Deuce, she was a B tier last month, but thanks to her horrifying potencies, I can't justify putting her in the same tier with the likes of Aiko, with the likes of Barret, with the likes of Kate Seed even. I can't do that. She was good 1 or 2 months ago, but not anymore. I mean, her time has passed, and we should just accept that. Right, Kuja. Oh, Kuja. Don't mistake him for the JP version of Kuja with LD and burst, which he is pretty strong. Don't get me wrong, but even he's not as insane as people think. But yeah, that's a different issue for another time. Last month he was a B tier because he was running out of skills really fast, and his C65, which recovers both of his skills, is not enough for him to survive a long chaos fight. Let's just say that. His HP plus is not the best, and last month I had him at B tier because he does deal a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but I am torn between B or downgrading him to a C tier this month. I think I'm gonna leave him to a B tier for 1 more month, and most likely he's gonna be down to a C tier next month with so many good units coming. I mean, just Shantoto with her EX plus shit on him. Let's just say that. Okay, Lena is a really strong support with debuff immunity. I used her with Tifa and Zack in Entropy tier 7, and it was a really easy fight, even at her base EX. She was there for the debuff immunity, and she did her job perfectly. Her damage output at the moment sucks really hard because she's gonna be hitting for once most of the time, especially when the boss defense rises. She was still worth a mention in this tier list, I believe, much like Afmo. So yeah, Lena C tier, not the best option, but she's still an option. Leon, oh boy, I'm also surprised with Leon this month. From Golbez Lost Chapter to the Gao Chaos stage we had a few days ago. This guy can cheese so much with his EX. He only needs one thing, for the boss to have no elemental attacks. If the boss is dealing neutral element, then this guy can nullify it completely. He's still at base EX. I'm not sure when we're gonna get his EX plus. I think it's a bit too far away still. Yeah, but still this unit is so strong. Now I can't justify bringing him to the likes of a B tier because these guys deal so much damage compared to him, and they have so many so many other things that provide to the party, like Himari, um, you know, Brave reduction, HP reduction, blind, etc. Sure, Leon can provide sap and some healing to the party, which is never bad, but you will mostly use him for the cheese mechanic with his EX, and for that alone, he's gonna be a really solid C. He's gonna stay a C until his EX plus comes. So let's just say that Leon will never become irrelevant. That's the main thing about him. Now Lily said, I've used the Lily set this past month more than I've used her before, and I've got a bit more used to her kit, how to preserve her skills, when to use each skill, and she can save your ass so many times. The only thing I have with her is that her only shaving is her EX, which she's not gonna be hitting that hard with her EX hits. And the other thing is she provides no healing to the party. She can heal herself in order to keep up her brave. I'm sorry, in order to keep up her party aura. But other than that, she cannot heal your party. So what I always like to do is pairing up Lilithset with the likes of Agrias, for example, who has an HP regen. But yeah, there are options. You can pair here with units that are not considered supports, but they can provide some HP regen to the party, like Agrias or Gao. Gao is a really good partner with Lilithset, guys. It's a really good partner. Yeah, Lilithset was an A tier last month, and she's still an A tier because what she does, she still does. She still does it very nicely. Oh, we are reaching the end. Okay, Locke was a B tier last month, and like I said in the video, I was really struggling if I should put him in B or A because he just does so much. He has gravity. He has I can't put my finger on everything right now. He has battery, he has heal, he has gravity, he has instant turns. He has great shaving with all of his skills, great damage with his EX. This guy does so much. I think he's also going to be he's gonna be bumped up from B to A, much like Salas was last month. Yeah, because I think he deserves it. Now, Lisa. She was a B tier last month, and the main reason for it is that units that rely on any kind of stacking mechanic, in my eyes, are not going to be the first option for anything, really. I mean, take Golbez for example. If he couldn't keep up his stacks with his EX, he would have been so much worse. Imagine having to build up Golbez stacks every time they fall off. So Lisa, she provides a lot of things, but she's gonna stay a bit here. I really like her kit, don't get me wrong. I hope her OD fixes here, but for now she's gonna be a B tier, and she's gonna fall off eventually to C, and then not even worth mentioning. Machina, same deal with Garland. Last month he was a B tier. He's still gonna stay a B tier. He has some nice single target damage. He has some free turns. I really don't like his counter. I think that any counter that doesn't deal HP damage is useless. I mean, you can say, yeah, sure, he counters in order to build up his brave so he doesn't get broken. No, I cannot justify that. If he had an HP on his counter, he will be such an easy A tier unit. But no, he gets fixed with his LD though, so look forward to that. Oh boy, Noctis. we actually got the first time traveler EX plus in the likes of Noctis. I was expecting him to be on Aronea's banner, and I was expecting him to be an early EX plus, and I was correct. I mean, if you saw my pull video, I reacted. I didn't know what the banner was because I was sleeping, and then I went into the banner and I saw it, and I mean, I wasn't that much surprised that it was Noctis. I was surprised that it was locked there as well, but not much about Noctis. Yeah, he's 3 months early EX plus makes him a really strong unit. I mean, if you purple him, a lot of his issues are fixed. He gets double HP dump on his EX. He gets splash damage on his EX. He gets a free skill use every time you use his EX, much like Golbez. And this is the most important thing in my opinion. Whenever you enter a new wave with Noctis, every unit gets a 3-turn of his point blank debuff, so you don't have to apply it yourself. And before I forget, his EX also applies a debuff now, which is amazing. That said, Noctis needs a lot of micromanagement. He's not for every player, and I mean you need to play around him so much in any team he's in. So, and his brave hits are still the same, so his damage per turn is not the greatest. If you have a purple Noctis, you'll know what I mean. So he's a solid A tier unit, but he's by no means an S tier. Like, not even in the slightest. Even with 3 months early, he's still an A. Imagine how bad he was when he got his realization in JP. Now Noel. Noel, I did him a solid and put him in B tier last month because a lot of people kept using him, myself included. But right now we have so many other options for a damage dealer. Yeah, having Aronea is gonna piss on pretty much every unit, guys. Let's just say that. Having Aronea in the game is making every other unit way worse, which really pisses me off. So yeah, you can still use Noel if you like, if he's not resisted, because keep in mind that he has a double element on his first skill. I think it's wind and ice. Yeah. So yeah, he's still a viable unit for Chaos, just not as strong. Now today we got 2 new realizations. One of them being Onion Knight with his new Samoyed puppy costume, as I like to call it, because he's so fluffy. Yeah. So Onion Knight's realization is really interesting because he starts off the stage with a free skill, which is also instant turn rate, and that skill is enough to let him use his EX immediately after. So basically he starts off the stage with a charged EX. It's the same thing. Um, he's very versatile because he can change between magic attacks with splash and fast physical attacks. Um, he provides some nice buffs to himself, but his buffs takes, if I remember correctly, his own buffs takes up 4 slots on him, so it's really hard to buff him with supports like Ego or Kate Sith or Deuce, for example. But still, he just does so much. I cannot uh, I cannot begin to say how good this unit is. When he's in his Sage mode, his HP plus gets a mild splash. I mean, it's nothing like Aranea's. Let's be honest, nothing is like Aranea, but having splash on his HP plus is something that not many units had at this point in the game. Only Squall, Reno, and Aranea, and now Onion Knight has it as well, which is very nice. Yeah, he's a really nice unit. He provides some party aura as well, and his C65 enchants the whole party with Ice, which he also imperils with his EX, so that's a nice Imperial plus enchant combo. That thing alone makes him such a good unit. In my opinion, he deserves an S spot. Ramza was a B tier last month because he was still very strong in Chaos, guys. Just the free turns that you get from his HP was enough to make him viable because he was not spending turns for you. He was there buffing, he was there battering, and he was there just taking free turns. But much like Noel, he's still viable, but we have so much better units right now that I'm gonna downgrade him to a C tier. I'm sorry, Ramza. You're gonna be back up there. Don't worry. Okay, Realm. Realm is one of those units that they are never gonna drop completely off the game scene because her base kit is so well designed that you can choose so many things with her. She has blind, she has free turns. Oh shit, she's so good. And if you're following JP news, her realization is coming late, yes, but it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Even if she doesn't have an LD yet, it's insane. She's one of the few amazing EX plus Final Fantasy VI units. There are not many, believe me. Square Enix seems to hate Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, she's still at base EX, so I think it's fair to put her on a C tier. Now, Reno got her realization, and I mean, she has a lot of fans, but that doesn't make her good. She didn't get a rework, she just got an EX plus, and she was basically doing what she was doing before, but now she just deals a little bit more damage, and that's all. So even though I'm not gonna put her to B tier, she's a solid A tier magic user, and I don't want anyone in the comment section down below trying to justify putting Renoa in S tier. Be thankful that she's not below A tier, please. Okay, moving on. Rosa. nothing much to say here. Sabin, he was a B tier last month. He's really good, but like I said with Lisa, I really don't like units that have a stacking mechanic. My apologies to Inkwelter of the Temporary Troop. I know that he likes this unit, and he's making him work in chaos because, like I said, all of these units can work in chaos. Don't get me wrong. If you are a Sabin fan, you can use him in almost every chaos ever since his realization. Yeah, he does a lot of damage, but the stacking mechanic is his downfall, so he's gonna stay a B. Now Sophie is another budget option for debuff, not immunity, but debuff evasion, because her wall is not a 100% immunity, unfortunately. Her realization is close, I want to say, and it's really good. And don't forget that she's she's the only unit in the game that can make the whole team ZX charge faster. So this alone gives her a mention in this tier list. I really like this unit. I'm not gonna try and get her EX when she comes around. Now Sephiroth. Sephiroth is a monster of a DPS. The fact that he gets a free skill after every EX use, I mean, he was getting that back in the Cosmos era, but the fact that he still has that in the Chaos era, it's really good, and that his HP plus got upgraded to not suck, so he can last you long, and his total HP damage AoE EX with gravity to boot, it's so good. But other than his speed down aura for the enemies, he doesn't really provide anything else to the party. I mean, for me personally, I think the likes of Tifa and King, they are better damage dealers than Sephiroth. Even though Sephiroth might have bigger damage per turn, I don't think I can ever justify using him over Tifa or King. I'm still gonna put him on A tier, but I really hope people don't shit on me for not putting him on S tier, because I'm gonna shit back. Right, Sara. Sara was an S tier last month. I want to put her on S tier, but I can't. I've been finding the reason to use her in a team less and less ever since Rosa got released. I mean, I even prefer Gishtola over Sara nowadays, or even Vanille. But yeah, Sara is still such a strong unit. One of her really bad points is that she really needs to have perfect artifacts for her to work. I mean, right now, I only have one perfect artifact, and right now I'm seeing myself having to reserve skills in order to put her through the stage. So I'm sorry, Sara, but you're gonna be downgraded to an A tier. Setzer, like I said with Agrias at the very beginning, he's a very strong utility support / damage dealer. And by the way, he works really well with Aranea, because thanks to her debuff and his passive of dealing increased brave damage when he's dealing critical hits, they work very well together. But yeah, his use is still gonna remain relevant because he provides so much to the team. He can freeze, he can battery, he can delay, so many things. Now 7 7 is like, for me, is like the likes of Garland and Machina. I cannot justify an A tier spot for her because she relies too much on her debuff, and in a multi-target fight, if you want to change targets, you have to apply that debuff again on the other target because she can only have it up on one target at a time. It's not like Noctis debuff, for example, which is really, it's a really bad point. So I'm sorry, 7, but you're gonna chill at B for now. Now Charlotta was an S tier last month, and like I said in the video, I was really struggling if I should keep her for one more month on S, or the last video, or if I should push her on A. So after 1 month has passed, I am pretty positive that her place is on A tier. Squall deals, I want to say a lot damage, but I think that would be high ball at this point in the game. So yeah, he's a damage dealer that doesn't have anything else, unfortunately. So I'm honestly thinking if I should put him on B or a C, but I'm gonna be good to him and keep him on the B tier like last month. Now Terra got her realization on Gauss event. Yeah. You remember what I said about Lisa and Sabine? You remember that thing about stacks? If you remember that, then I don't have anything else to say about Terra. Titus, he was a B tier last month. I'm almost thinking of downgrading him to a C, but I mean, what he does it well. And don't get me wrong, I think that Titus is better than the likes of Squall, for example. So I can't say that Titus is a C tier. So yeah, I'm gonna keep him on B tier again. Ultimecia, that's easy. If you need to ask me why she's still an S tier, then I think you haven't been keeping up with the game. Van, I've been using Van in almost every chaos ever since his realization. I have videos in my channel to prove that. The thing is that right now I'm gonna keep him on B tier for the sole reason that Shantoto EX Plus is still not in the game. When this guy is paired with Shantoto, he's elevated to an A tier, but right now he's a B tier. Keep that in mind. Vanille, like I said, I'm starting to prefer her over Sara on some fights. I think I'm starting to lose my voice. She was an A tier last month. She's a great dispeller and debuffer, and she's still an A tier. A very solid unit. Oh, Vincent, such a fun favorite unit. So many fond memories of Dirge of Cerberus, but I'm sorry. Your HP plus sucks, and your turn rate kills you. Y'shtola, well, okay, I'm gonna put Y'shtola on S tier, and I'm gonna justify that. Think of every chaos stage this past month. How many stages was really easy because you had Y'shtola in there? Yeah, she's that good. Yuffie, I'm putting her with the likes of Bards because She provides a lot to the party. Debuffs, she cleanses, she steals buffs, she throws back debuffs. She doesn't let the enemy gain buffs with her EX, which deals total damage across the board. She's a really solid unit. She's a really solid tier A unit. Let's say that. Yuna, oh Yuna. I'm gonna keep you on B tier for now, because when you are purple, at least you can dump your brave and not waste your turns. But and she's also a cursed artifact unit, which needs she needs her artifacts to work. So that's another drawback for her. Now Yuri. Yuri was released today along with, his realization, along with Onion Knight, and oh my god, he became such a strong unit. I'm still pouting because I spent over 200 tickets and I didn't get his EX. The video is up on my channel. But yeah, oh my god, he's such a strong unit. He provides so much. The only drawback I can think of him is that his EX is slow and he cannot keep up. He cannot keep the EX buff up at all times. So there are going to be downtimes for Yuri, but even during those downtimes, he still deals a lot of damage. And not to mention that his EX recovers one skill for one use for each skill, much like Charlotta's does. So this guy has a huge, he has a monstrous longevity. He does so much. Honestly, he's probably the closest to SS for me. But yeah, he's ace tier. Now Zac. Like I said in the beginning with Aranea, he's arguably the strongest unit in the game because his kit is so rounded up, unlike Aranea's. But like I also said, we're gonna have more tanks coming up in the following months, and he's going to start to fall off, even though right now he's the he's the shit to have. If you didn't use your exchange EX tokens yet, use it on Zac, guys. Trust me. But yeah, he's like Yuri. He's probably the closest to SS we have in the game right now. Okay, so I'm too tired to talk about you. Yeah, guys, this is my S tier for February. I feel like I've been talking too much. How long is this video anyway? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna check the length later and I'm gonna be surprised. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments section down below which units you feel like they were badly placed in your opinion. Try to justify why you don't share my own opinion, and let's try to keep it civil in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you did, and share it if you want with your friends. You can skip to the end in order to see the complete tier list like you see in your screen right now. But yeah, I think it's better if you just listen to the video from start to finish and hear me justify each and every unit and why I put them to where they are right now. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna, like I said last month, I'm gonna try and upload these at least once a month. But yeah, I waited at the very last day of February to do this because I was waiting for Onion Knights and Yuri's realizations. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit me up in Discord anytime you want. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.